So we're here with Paul Oakenfold just before he goes on at the government complex in Toronto. You were at Alter NY last night, big party. How did that go?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it was really good to do a party in Central Park, and myself, Chemical Brothers, Danny Tenegla. So there was about 6,000 people there. Really enjoyed it.
Question in regards to the club, the TV show. Do you expect to have a second season? And if so, are you involved in that?
No, I mean, the club was an idea that I came up with, sold it to television, and it is what it is. I mean, they primarily... it's about, as you know, it's just about a nightclub in Vegas, what goes on and the run-ins of it. And no, I don't see that there will be a second series. It doesn't need to be.
You've had a chance to play all over the world, and one of the places you did play was Cuba. How different was Cuba compared to other places? Yeah,
Havana is probably the most different place I've played in, apart from Bombay, which is now Mumbai, in a long time. Because the rhythm is a 3/4 rhythm. Our rhythms are 4/4s, and they'd never heard of trance music. So it was a pretty difficult show, but I'm just glad that I had the experience to go.
What was your most memorable night at Cream Ibiza or Creamfields?
Most memorable, I suppose, is just seeing people really happy and enjoying themselves, and that's really what it's all about for me. So most nights were memorable, Creams.
I read that in Mixmag you were thinking of retiring soon and that you're only playing selected events. Which of these events are the reasons that you attend? Why do you attend these events?
First of all, I didn't say that. That's 100% not true. Don't believe what you read in Mixmag or DJ, God. No, I mean, I consciously, 3 years ago, took a step back from doing as much DJing as I was doing because I got invited to go to Hollywood to score a movie, and I absolutely, I love the process of scoring films. So you for me, I'd got to a point in DJing where I felt that I still want to do it. I love it, and I still travel with it. But I do want to do other things, and that being scoring films. So now I do, I've got a new movie that I'm nearly completed called Victims. There's a new film also that I start to score in 5 weeks called Yellow. And I'm trying to finish my own album in the studio, follow up to Bunker. So as you can see, there's a lot of studio work there. So you can't be off every weekend DJing. And that's why I decided to kind of do less. But am I deciding to retire? No, never have been.
How do you time manage then? Do you find yourself always on the run? Any downtime?
No, not at all, because as I say, if you make that conscious effort to plan things out, when I go on tour as a DJ, usually I'll say, okay, for the 3 weeks of this month, we go on tour. We hire a tour bus. We do 6 nights on, 1 off, and I tour DJ like a band tours. I don't DJ every weekend. Then I'll go home, start working on the movie, and for the next 4 weeks, I won't DJ at all. I'll just be in the studio working. So that's how I kind of time manage it.
If you were to step up and lecture a bunch of people on the history of electronic dance music... No? Okay. What would be the most important thing to tell them that's misunderstood?
The dance music doesn't have to be in one genre. Dance music, you can incorporate different sounds, different ideas. I mean, on my last artist album, I incorporated guitars. I brought a lot of guitars into dance music. I've always felt that, it's the way forward. And in the UK, primarily, they would keep, and America, you keep rock there and dance there. I don't see why you can't merge the best of all kinds of music. So I would encourage people to do that. Be creative.
Where do you get most of your creative thought?
Well, I mean, get it from everyday situations. You two could tell me a story about, someone helping someone, and you can think, you get inspired by that. So creativity comes from, I know, reading the paper, watching the TV program. It's hard to say where, it comes from there.
Is there any actual history behind Southern Sun? I know a few people are asking me what the actual story was behind that.
Yeah, Southern Sun, I was in New Orleans. I was recording in New Orleans, and we were heading to dinner. And as we were heading to dinner, there was these old colonial houses, and there was just this big ball of red fire, and that's where I got the whole idea of Southern Sun, as the sun was setting over New Orleans.
If you weren't in this industry, we know you were a cook early on. Is that something you'd pursue, or maybe back to film?
No, I want to. Eventually, I want to get into producing film. So I would probably pursue that rather than going back into being a chef. I've done that.
Is there any style that you would look after?
No, I think if it's a good story, whatever it is, I like the challenge. So it doesn't have to be one thing.
Many people credit you as one of the forefathers and the people that has brought the music through the scene to where it is now. What is your impression on people using, a good example is Sasha, using Ableton to DJ live with his live mixing in that sense? What is your impression on that and the new technical stuff that's coming out?
I think that you should always, no matter who you are, use new technology, and if you're getting inspired by that, then good. I mean, more and more DJs now use CD than ever, and it's more accessible to get your music around, and you have to always be thinking forward.
Have you come across someone that you see as the next big thing, next big person, production or DJing?
In what respect? What, like a new DJ? Well, the DJ I'm playing with tonight, I've always felt is a great DJ, Honan. His method, style, and approach are really good. Who else? I like Deep Dish. Obviously, Sandra Collins, I think is good. Tiesto's good. There's a few.
Well, you mentioned earlier about your new album. Any ideas on when that might be released?
Yes, first single's called Feed Your Mind. Comes out early January, and then the album comes out, I think, March.
And after tonight, where are you off to?
I go to Los Angeles tomorrow to start work in the studio. No more DJing for a month.
Not looking forward to it, or looking forward to it?
I'm looking forward to it. I've got 2 more tracks to finish my album, and then I'll start this movie. So, we'll see.
How quick can you actually pump out tracks? Do they take days, weeks, months?
A couple of days a track, But then I'd have to do additional mixes and stuff. So I've got a bunch of time before I start the film. So at the moment, things are working out okay.
And finally, how do you choose which remixes you approach and do?
Depending if I like it, really depending on if I like the song. That's fundamentally how it works.
Excellent. Well, thank you very, very much for your time.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Hey, it's Paul Oakenfold here, and I'm kicking it with DJ Amps, and you're listening to Amplified Radio.